Hello students, I hope you understand the previous session. We discussed the topic, the basic concept about chemistry, the first chapter in, according to the NCERT syllabus. Today we extend that topic, and today's topic is properties of matter and their measurements. I already told you what is matter. Matter is something which has certain mass and occupies some space. Fine. Okay. So always matter has some properties. Okay. Everything has some properties. Matter has some properties, and when we classify the properties, this is up to two types. One is physical properties, another is chemical properties. Okay. That is means one is physical observation, the properties related to physical observation, and chemical property also, that property related to the chemical reactions, chemical compositions. Okay, when we observe the property through chemical reactions, through chemical composition, these are chemical properties. Okay, let us take an example. Litmus paper, maybe that is red or blue. I will take a litmus paper and the color is red. After some time, the red color turns to blue. What you observe, the color changes. You observe anything, why this color changes, what is the composition changes, any identity changes. You observe only one thing, the color changes from red to blue, from red litmus to blue litmus. That is physical property. I can observe only the physical change, not about the chemical compositions, not about the chemical reactions. I observe on the physical change. The color changes from red to blue or blue to red. But if I observe the pH value of the litmus paper, the pH value, fine, you have to know the chemical composition. You have to know the nature of chemical reactions. Fine. These are the chemical observation. These are the chemical properties. So, today's topic is the properties of matter and their measurement. Properties classified into two parts about their observations. Physical properties, chemical properties. Physical properties we observe through a physical change. Not concerned about the chemical composition, not concerned about the chemical reaction. But chemical properties we observe through various chemical reactions. Definitely changes in composition, changes in identity. Fine. So physical observation, physical properties. Chemical reactions, chemical compositions, chemical property. You can take a litmus paper, the color change. You observe the change in color. That is physical property. You observe the pH change. You observe the chemical reaction, the nature of composition. That is chemical properties. Okay. So matter have two properties, physical properties and chemical properties. Physical properties related to physical observation and chemical properties related to the chemical reactions, the change in chemical natures. Fine. Okay. Next one, the next part. This is the properties of matter and their measurement. Listen carefully. Matter has certain properties. Okay, like length, mass, volume, some certain properties which is observed or which is represented through a measurement. Measurement in the sense some numbers followed by units. The matter has some properties, length, mass, time. These are the properties which can be measured. Which can be measured. How we represent the measurement? I can write some number followed by some units. Fine. For this measurement, there are two types of systems earlier developed. That is English system and the metric system. Fine. Metric system, that is most convenient systems. Okay. So after some time, there is the international system of units which is established on weights and measure. That system is developed on weights and measure for the measurement calculations. Right? There is just 7 base units: length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. So for the measurement of the properties of matter, there are systems, and the most convenient system between English and metric system is metric system, and the international system that is established on weights and measure conference and that have 7 base units: length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity. SI units, the system international. Okay, so there are the 7 base units: length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. So these are the symbol for this quantity, the name of SI units and symbol for SI units. Fine. Okay. Length, the symbol for quantity L, the unit is meter, and the symbol for this unit, that is meter. Similarly, mass, symbol for unit M, kilogram, kg. Time, T, small t. Fine, because there is a large T on temperature, capital T on temperature, small t, second S. Electric current, ampere, A. Thermodynamic temperature, T, Kelvin, K. And amount of substance, the most important term in our chemistry. We, after 2-3 sessions, we focus about that concept, that is mole concept, the phenomenon concept, the important concepts. So amount of substance, that is N, mole, and luminous intensity, candela, CD. They are the 7 base units in SI units. Fine. These are the symbols, these are the units and the symbols for these units. So some prefix used in SI systems. Fine. Okay. With the unit 10 to the minus 24 yocto, the symbol is Y, minus 21 zepto, Z, minus 18 octo, A, minus 15 femto, minus 12 pico, minus 9 nano, minus 6 micro, 10 to the minus 3 milli, minus 2 centi, 10 to the minus 1 deci. These are the prefix. Meter, 10 to the minus nanometer. The unit, SI unit for length, meter. Fine. This is the prefix. For length, the unit is meter in SI. 10 to the minus means nanometer. So this nano is called prefix for SI units. Similarly, 10 deca, 10 to the 2 hecto, 10 to the 3 kilometer, 10 to the 6 mega, giga, tera, peta, exa, zeta, and last one is iota. Fine. These are the prefix. Fine. The unit of length is meter. Before that matter, some prefix are used. Okay, with respect to the length. So these are the prefix used in SI units. So matter has some properties which is measured. Fine. Focus only one thing. Every experimental measurement has some uncertainty. What does it mean? Every experimental measurement has some uncertainty. I can observe the movement of a simple pendulum. Okay, fine. You think that is a, please kindly, that is a simple pendulum. I observe the movement. Fine. Through a stopwatch. I can focus the movement with observation of particular second to particular second. What do you think? That is exactly perfect. I can stop the watch at the particular second? No way. So every experimental observation has some uncertainty. For this uncertainty, we measure error, accuracy, precision, significant figure, and scientific notations. These are the observation for measurements. Error, you know what is the error, because we can use the instrument for this measurement, so we can use the errors. Okay, we can observe the errors. Fine. We can observe the errors. Important, what is accuracy, what is precision? Please focus on that. If it is a target, okay, I can shoot a bullet. This is the target. I can shoot here. That close to the target, or that value close to the true value. That observed value close to the true value. That is accuracy. If there is a true value, we observe the measurement value. If that is close to the true value, that is accuracy. What about precisions? There is a true target or true value, and there are number of measured values. The measured values is far from the true values, but the measured values, they are close to each other. In accuracy, they are close to the true value, but the measured value, they are not close to each other. Here is the target, the true value. These are the measured values, but there is a gap between the measured values. These are accuracy. This is a true value. These are the measured values. They are close to each other. They are far from the true value, but they are close to each other. This is precision. When close to the true value, accuracy. When far from the true value, that is precision. But the measured values, they are close to each other in precision. The measured values, they have a difference in accuracy. So accuracy, precision. Right? Error, this is the instrumentation error. Why that precision is required? That is for the instrument. That is for instrumentation. Okay, through which we can find the efficiency of an instrument. Now the significant figure. I can take a length that is 134 millimeter. Okay, so I can observe in a millimeter scale. 134. If I pointed a value here, that is also nearer to 134. If I pointed a value here, that is nearer to 134. Fine. So the first two digits, these are significance. These are certain digits. These are certain digits. 13, 13, 13. But the third one, if maybe that is in between 133 to 134, maybe in between 134 to 135. So what is significant figure? All the certain digits with the first uncertain digits. Here the two are the certain digits. All the certain digit and the first one is uncertain digit. Obtained from a measurement. Obtained from a measurement, that is significant figure. Okay. If I take 134 mm, this maybe here, maybe here. The 13, 13, 13, they are certain digits. But the first one, after certain digit, the first uncertain digit, observed from a measurement, that is significant figure. This figure, maybe here, this number, maybe here, this is not certain, this is uncertain. But these first two are certain. Okay, this 4 maybe in between 133 to 134, maybe in between 134 135. Fine. Maybe close to that, maybe close to this. I can point anywhere. So what is the definition? All the certain digits and the first uncertain digits. These are the certain digits, 13. And this is uncertain digit. Maybe 3.1, 3.2, 3.4, maybe 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4. So first two digits are certain. Next one is uncertain. So what is the definition? All the certain digits with first uncertain digit obtained from a measurement. When the value obtained from a measurement, you can say significant figure. So I hope you understand significant figure and the definition. Okay. Please observe that is a millimeter scale. Okay. 134 millimeter. Okay. Fine. So this is the rule for significant figure. First rule: all non-zero digits are significant. Any non-zero digits, these are the significant figures. Second one, zeros preceding to the first non-zero digit. This is the first non-zero digit. These are two zeros. They are not significant figures. So here the significant figure is 1. All non-zero digits 2, 8, 5, 3, 2, 5. All non-zero digits. These are significant figures. Second one, the zero preceding to the first non-zero digits are not significant. So here this is the only one non-zero digit, so one significant figure. Here two significant figures. Third one, zeros between two non-zero digits are significant. Zeros between two non-zero digits. Here one is non-zero digit, another non-zero digit. There are two, so these are count as a significant figure. There are four significant figures. Please observe all non-zero digits, they are significant figures. So here non-zero digits is three significant figures. These are zero preceding to the first non-zero digit. There are only one non-zero digit, that is 1. Here in between two non-zero digits there are zeros. They are counted as a significant figures. So these are four significant figures. The next rule is zeros at the end or right of a number are significant provided they are on the right of the decimal point. Simply, if there is a decimal point The numbers are on the right side of the decimal point. The all zero, non-zero, all digits are significant. There is a decimal point. These three are significant counts. So there are three significant figures. Next rule is most important. If there is no decimal points and there are zeros, fine, at terminal zeros. If I take an example 1300 cm, what is the observation? Maybe these two zeros are significant. Maybe one zero out of them is significant. Maybe two zeros are non-significant. Fine. So in that case, we can use the scientific notation. Scientific notation in the form a into 10 to the 10. A is always in between 1 to 10. 1300 cm. So I can write here a into 10 to the n. So 1.300 into 10 to the 3. Because that a is in between 1 to 10. You can write here like that. If here there are two, both zeros are significant. So you can write like that. In a second probability case, one of them is significant. And the third one is all two are non-significant. So in that case, I can use scientific notation. Scientific notation is always in form of a into 10 to the n. A is always in between 1 to 10. If you have a question, you can write 13 into 10 to the 2. 13. This is not in between 1 to 10. So A is always in between 1 to 10. Right? If I will take these two are both are significant, I can represent the form in form of scientific notation, and there are four significant figures. Here 1 0 is significant, so there are three significant figures. This 10 to the n, this is not count insignificant, and this is 1.3. There are two significant figures. Right? The last one, counting numbers means 1, 2, 3, 4. If I write here 4.00000, so they are infinite significant figures. Unit conversion, 1 kilometer is 1000 meter, 0.000. So they have infinity significant figures. So significant figures, the two certain digits and the first uncertain digits observed from a measurement called significant figure. The rules for significant figure, first all non-zero digits, they are significant. Fine. And the second rule about 0, then decimal point, then if there is no decimal point, terminal zeros, and counting numbers, and the last one is unit conversions. And what about scientific notation? So today we discuss about properties, physical chemical properties, measurements, SI units, 7 basic units, then prefix used for SI units, and the important uncertainty in measurement, error, what is accuracy, what is precision, what is significant figure, rules for significant figure, what is about scientific notation. I hope you understand properly. If you have any doubt, please comment me. Thank you so much. And for more updates, subscribe my channel, The Science House, a quest of knowledge, that is a source of knowledge. Thank you.